Hey everybody, it worked. I'm live from South Africa. It's John Hope Bryant. I'm doing this live video from Mother South Africa. I'm in the car. You see beautiful South Africa in the background, heading about 3.5 miles, 3.5 hours outside of Johannesburg. I see you all signing on, different parts of the world. Our second largest following is in South Africa. I've been going around South Africa, and many of you have been giving me some love. I hope you thought I've given it back to you, so thank you. The Ontario, the motherland, that's right, exactly, it is dope. So John Hope Bryant, hey Derek, morning. I want you to sign on before I start this. Hey Sergio, no I'm not running for president in 2020, but thank you. Inger, hello. JL, hey JL, got your bracelets with me. You see, Orenthal, good day to you. Dewan Smith, you are the truth, Dewan Smith. Hey, giving me lots of thumbs up and love, thank you. Moose, Johannesburg, you're in Johannesburg, I'm in Johannesburg. Hello everybody, hey, I see you signing on from all over the world. Keep pushing, Daryl, yes, I will. Sumpe, hope I said your name properly, I know you're here in South Africa. Darrell, we have a big following here in South Africa. By the way, I'm speaking at the Essence Festival on Saturday. Hey, Ratali, you're definitely South African. Elvis, what a great name. Hey, Sandy. For those of you who are in South Africa, you can come and see me speak and talk about my new book, The Memo, at the Essence Festival in Durban, South Africa on Saturday. So come check me out there. Hey, Mark Lath, love you, man. Head of my racing team here in South Africa, or the racing team that he allows me to serve on. I won my first race here in South Africa in his racing team. Fantastic racing. Am I coming to Essence Festival? Somebody just said. Yes. What a beautiful name, Malaya. Yes, I'm coming to Essence Festival, so I hope to see you there. Nola in the house. Hey, Karen Burks, New Orleans. Hey, Jamie Nelson. Thanks for the great production job you did last week on the second episode of Delivering the Memo. Any of you guys, congratulations on the work we do. Thank you, Sandy. Any of you guys who have not seen Delivering the Memo series, go to Facebook and sign up to Delivering the Memo and get an episode every 2 weeks. It's our episodic, highly produced series that Jamie is doing. Is doing a great job with that. We just launched our second episode and dropped it Friday. So go check that out. John Hope Bryant, I'm getting into this now. John Hope Bryant, CEO and founder of Operation Hope, CEO, hey DeWitt, Johannesburg, CEO of How Do We Join Your Team here in South Africa? Speak to Zvico. Go to our website at operationhope.org and check out Zvico. He runs my South Africa operation. So I'm CEO of the Promise Homes Company and Bryant Group Ventures, Global Dignity. I'm co-founder. So I'm an entrepreneur and an author of The Memo, which hit a couple bestseller categories this week in this first week out. Thank you everybody, help us do that. Bestseller for, yes, thumbs up on that. Bestseller on self-help, bestseller on finance and management, I think budgeting and management. I think it was one other category. Let's make it a New York Times bestseller, Sergio said. Amen to that. So I'm sort of off the grid the second week of the book launch, but I thought we could do that. Enough momentum for it. I'll be doing, I think, a big radio show next Monday. The name will hit me in a minute. With Roland Martin and some other media coming up. I may be doing a Al Sharpton show, etc., etc. So thanks everybody who's given it support. Please continue to give it support. If you haven't bought your copy, please do straight away. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that. You can get the audio version. I actually read the audio version for those of you who are interested. All right, South Africa. Let me explain South Africa to you. South Africa is an amazing country. I've been here almost 30 times. This is a very special trip for me. Thanks for everybody encouraging people to buy the memo. I see other people telling other people to get the memo, so thank you for that. Hey, Woodland. South Africa is someplace we have a program office on the ground, but we need to do more and do better here. So we have just met with several of the ministers, with Ambassador Andrew Young, where I spoke in Pretoria Tswane. For those of you who know South Africa, you know it's Tswane, the original name for Pretoria. That's the South African language name for Pretoria. Pretoria is a mainstream lingo. The South African lingo would be, the indigenous lingo would be the Tswane. Spoke there at the office of the presidency about our work, and particularly with the folks who run the youth division there. So stay tuned. We may be doing more here in South Africa. Let me unpack South Africa for you, for the world. Explain it. First of all, highly sophisticated country, the biggest economy on the African continent, competitive with Nigeria, but Nigeria is 3 times larger. Nigeria has over 150 million people. South Africa has 55 million people. Let me tell you, President Mandela just really transformed this place. That we all know his story. Ambassador Andrew Young helped with Mandela's freedom along with the civil rights leaders. Hey, Lysa Black, good morning to you. But somewhere along the way, they missed the memo from civil rights to silver rights, partly because Mandela didn't have a chance to turn that corner. So here's the numbers for South Africa. 55 plus million people. 5 million taxpayers. I'm gonna repeat that. 55 million people. 5 million. You are mine. I'm honored that you say I'm your hero. I'm honored by that. That's Kiona. I think I'm saying that name properly. I'm honored by that. 5 million taxpayers. Of the 5 million taxpayers, and I want to give some love to the South African government. They give free taxes or no tax paid to anybody who makes less than 75,000 Rand a year. That's about $8,000 a year US. So if you make less than $8,000 US a year, $75,000 Rand, give or take, then they'll let you. They won't charge you any tax. But that's the majority of the South African population. I'll get back to that in a moment. So out of 55 million people in this country of South Africa, 5 million of those people pay taxes. Of the 5 million who pay taxes, okay, 3.3 million pay 70% of all taxes. Of the 3.3 million, 1.3 million pay 90% of all taxes. So you have 90% of all taxes being paid by a very small percentage of this country. They have all the influence. They've got all the power. They're the ones who meet with the president. They're the ones who get the best deals. They're paying they're carrying the whole country on their shoulders. But let's put that aside for the moment. That's a really important factoid. So you guys should stop and really think about that. But more important than that, you can't run a country like that. It's not sustainable. Yes, Dwan, you should share this. That's great. Everybody should share this video. Learn about your motherland. Learn about where everybody came from. South Africa, the place that everybody came from on the planet is South Africa. Not black people. All people came from South Africa. Lucy, the first black female to walk upright, came from the Southern African region. Okay, know your history. Get your DNA done. Okay, back to the story. So if we're lost, if you got low self-esteem, if you have no sense of identity, part of it is you don't know your history. If you're African American, you don't know where you came from. If you're American, you're from Ireland, you know that you're from Ireland. If you're Polish, you know you're from Poland. If you're German, you know you're from Germany. If you're Korean, you know you're from Korea. But if you're African American, you don't actually acknowledge you're from Africa, which means you're lost. So I wear these African bracelets every day. You see my bracelets rocking all the time. Mandela's bracelet right there, his prison number, because I want to claim my history, my background all the time. Thank you, Karen, for ordering the book. She says it arrives on the 28th. Let me know what you think about it. And write your reviews also on Amazon or wherever it is you buy the book. Write your reviews after you read the book. It's very important to make your voice known. If you love the book, tell others, tell your friends to get it. We got to make sure we deliver the memo to a whole new generation in America, in South Africa, and around the world. Back to the story. So you've got a very small portion of South Africans who control the entire economy, really control the power base here, and their voice is heard, your voice is not, because you're not a taxpayer, because you're not contributing, because you may not even vote because you don't feel a reason to vote, right? You have no interest in voting because, like, what's the point, you say? So a lot of poor people brag that they don't pay taxes. Wrong. Poor people brag they don't pay taxes. Wrong. You want to pay taxes. This is going to sound really crazy. You want to pay taxes because when you're paying taxes, guess what? You're making money. And the more taxes you're paying means the more money you're making. When you don't pay taxes, it means you're broke or you're hiding from the government, which is not sustainable. They got Al Capone, by the way, not for murder, mayhem, and rape. They got Al Capone for tax evasion because he was running from the government. The government said, look, you can be a criminal if you want to, but I want my cut. The federal government said you can be a criminal if you want to. It may not be able to get you on criminality, but the federal government wants its cut of your ill-gotten gains. So that game's not going to last. So what Africa needs, the 54 countries of Africa, Africa's not one country, ladies and gentlemen. It's a continent with 54 countries. It has a beach, by the way, gorgeous beaches, gorgeous topography. Look at some of this background that you're seeing behind me. Just beautiful place, beautiful people. And I'll tell you something else, African Americans. The Africans here, black Africans, are going to clock us in 10 years. Why? They're getting up early, they're staying up late, they're working hard, they pay for their schooling. We have schooling for free and don't go to school. Can't get us to go to school, but schooling is free in America. But in South Africa, they pay for their schooling and they all go to school. And they are getting advanced degrees and they're running big companies. We're with this young lady, Bridget Radebe, who is the first black woman to be an entrepreneur here after apartheid, went into mining. Now she's a billionaire. Bad sister. I'll put her photo on my page a little later. Her husband, Jeff Radebe, is a minister in the office of the president. He's running for president. Great guy. He's done a lot of great stuff under the radar screen. So she makes some money and he does good. Isn't that cool? I'll flip the script here in South Africa. Normally the dude is supposedly killing it financially. Here in South Africa, flip the script. The woman, the black woman, who says she takes care of her man, by the way. She dares anybody to take care of her man better than she could. She shows you what it's like to be a good wife. So she takes care of her man, and she brings in buku bucks as one of the mining executives and the CEOs in this country. And her husband is the public servant who is a minister in the government, and they run an honest shop. No bad press on them. They've been doing it since, and he served in prison with Mandela, by the way. I'm getting off track. Let me get back to the point. So you can do well and do good. You can do well by doing good. Okay, back to the story. So you want to make money. You want to pay taxes. You just plan to pay your taxes so it doesn't hurt you and you don't end up in the clinker, or one of these celebrities don't pay their taxes for years and end up going to jail in America. In South Africa, what you need is not more aid. You need more trade. You need more taxpayers, and what you really need in South Africa are more entrepreneurs. You need people like me who start a business from nothing. You need entrepreneurs. Look, there are no skyscrapers, not many of them on the African continent. Most places are 1-story or 2-story. All right, what's my point? You're not going to work for IBM. You're not going to work for some big company. You're not probably going to work for government. If you shouldn't work for too long there. Go get your credential, whatever, get hooked up with some contacts and get out of there. Go do for yourself. But there are not big companies here, big office buildings, which means, and the folks who are going to go work in those office buildings already have are hooked up with all the relationships to do that. So you're going to have to go create your own job. You can't get a job, as I put in the memo, because it's the 4th rule, create a job, be entrepreneurial. And I went to Uganda once, and there were Chinese selling fruits and vegetables on the street corner. I have no problem with my Chinese brothers. None. By the way, what's the #1 group of Asians, number one, I just gave this away. #1 race marrying black African women. Sorry, the #1 race marrying all black African women, including Africans, I think. Yes. Chinese. More Chinese are marrying African women than anybody else. Why? Because China needs raw products. They need raw materials, and Africa is the largest reservoir of raw materials in the world. They're locking in their long-term prices in China because if you and me have a commercial dispute and we just doing business, you can tell me to bounce, get out of there. But if you're my brother-in-law or my sister-in-law and we get a commercial dispute, we got to work it out because we're family. They're locking in their economic interests. I'm telling you, this stuff about money is serious and it's global. Back to the story. So what South Africa needs, this place is gorgeous. Look at this. By the way, this road here, that road goes all the way, I'm told, to Egypt. It's the N1, I just learned this. It goes all the way to Egypt, from South Africa to Egypt. It's amazing. You drive on this road forever. Okay, so if you have 55 million people, and by the way, South Africa is about the best this gets. Every place else is worse numbers than this. And you have 5 million taxpayers, the country can't survive. So the problem in South Africa is not race, it's poverty. It's poverty. It's I'd say in America, it's not about white, black, red, brown, and yellow. It's having some more green. In South Africa, it's about having some more rand, which is their currency. Somebody pull some of the rand out. It's got Mandela's name or photo on it. It's really beautiful currency. Should find some here so you can see it. So I got this South African currency here. All right, it's got Mandela's name on it. His photo. All right, go get you some currency, folks, from South Africa and put this on the wall. Frame that. Don't just frame Beyonce's photo. Don't just frame the photo from whatever rap artist you went to the concert with. Go frame a piece of currency. Go collect currency from African countries and frame it. This is your background. You got black people in this example on the front of currency. It's pretty cool. All right. I went to Zimbabwe once, and the currency was so useless. I had to get $2 billion to buy a loaf of bread. I had to have like 2 bags of currency to go to I had to have 2 groceries bags of currency to go to the grocery store and buy a loaf of bread. Anyway, now they use U.S. currency. So you need a generation of entrepreneurs in South Africa and the African continent. Let me tell you what, if you're tired of America or you're tired of wherever you are, you want hey Sandy Lewis, you want opportunity? Come to South Africa. Come to Uganda, Rwanda. Rwanda's amazing, great president there. In fact, the Rwandan Constitution, by law, requires a majority of people in Congress to be women. Ladies, did you hear that? By law, most progressive constitution in the world, by law, the majority of members in Congress, they call it the Assembly, would have to be women today. This is don't trust me, search it. So you have 54 amazing countries on this continent. These are your people. This is your roots. This is your background. And they need everything. I mean, whatever service you could provide in America, you're going to have 28 people competing with you on your block. You come here, there's nobody competing with you, and certainly nobody doing it on the level you could do it. If you're South African, I want you to think entrepreneurial. You're Nigerian, I want you to think legal entrepreneur. You know what I'm talking about. I love my Nigerian brothers. The only place I've been ripped off was in Nigeria, because my people were so smart, they were able to separate me from my money while I was watching. I mean, that's the compliment. I think Nigerians are like maybe the smartest business people on the Africans on the planet, right? We just need to get the whole continent, the whole country legal. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just ran into the former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo, in the airport. I'm going to go see him soon. Okay, so she says amazing fact: all women Congress. That's right. I'm going to repeat. Where there was a genocide in Rwanda, where Hutu and Tutsi took each other out and killed 1 million people on a bad idea. That place is peaceful now. You go to downtown Kigali and you can walk down there at midnight. And some people I know would love to be able to walk at midnight or 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's an inside joke. So it's for them, they love it. But anyway, if you're going to walk in the middle of the night, you need to make sure you walk someplace that's safe. And Kigali is completely safe. You know, I wouldn't suggest you do it, even though you could. So they call themselves Rwandese now, not Hutu, not Tutsi, Rwandese. And by law, the majority of people who can sit in the assembly in Rwanda are women. Check it out. Pull up the Constitution. Search Rwanda. Beautiful country. And just like pull up the map for Africa, folks, and like explore the different countries, like Ethiopia, the only African country not colonized. It was occupied by the Italian, which is why my Ethiopian brothers and sisters have such a unique look. There's a lot of intermarriage, intermingling, so they look a little Italian while looking very African. They have a very unique look that comes from that intermingling, intermarriage, interlove. Okay, global gumbo. You know, we're all God's children, that's why. But they were not colonized. You have Kenya, which had the British influence, and I can go on and on about my love for Africa. and go to the coast, where they took slave ships in Ghana and put people on the slave ships and took them. But don't just go there and see the slave castles. Go there and send some and stay in some of the beach resorts. If you're gonna take a trip around the world, go to Africa. You may not even go home. If you want to buy something if you want to check out some of the beach communities, those of you know Newport Beach and how beautiful it is, or Malibu Beach. There's a beach in Africa there's a beach community that would make Malibu and Newport Beach look like a ghetto. It's called Cape Town, South Africa. Do your research. Cape Town, South Africa. And I don't mean just beautiful beaches and some shacks. I mean mansions on the beach. DA-beach, the beach. It's beautiful, right? But we keep missing out on the memo. Black folks and brown folks, we're not dumb and we're not stupid. It's what we don't know that we don't know that's killing us. Whenever the rules are published and the playing field is level, whether it's the arts, it's music, yeah, you guys give me some love on that. Whether it's the arts, it's music, it's soccer, it's football, it's basketball, it's baseball, it's rap music. All these places where we understand the rules of engagement, we do extraordinary. We're even in F1 racing now. We're in tennis. We're in golf, right? We're killing it. But on capitalism, we never got the memo. This is what's running the world, free enterprise and capitalism, and that's why we are poor all around the world, because we never got the memo. Go get your copy of the memo today. Let's make this, as Sergio said, a New York Times bestseller, and show the world that we aren't dumb and we aren't stupid. It's what you don't know that you don't know that's killing you, but you think you know. Look on my page for some photos of South Africa. I'm going to be putting some more pictures up. You'll see how beautiful this place is. You see in the background, this could be some place in America. I'm passing through some town that we've come through, and we're on a, anyway, it's beautiful, right? I love it, and the people are so amazing and so nice. It really is funny. Like a friend of mine said, people say, why do you talk that way? Why you talk so proper? When you come to South Africa, people are talking extremely, it's not proper, it's called English. They speak English. Wait a minute, why do I talk proper? Because that's what you do when you're intelligent, you speak a language that's indigenous to your culture, you use it intelligently. My man, say hello to the group.
Hello, brother.
See that? Hello, brother. You see? That is, what's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick. And do you love South Africa?
Yes, I love South Africa.
You love America?
Yes.
But
not more than my country.
Not more than your country. Say, you love African Americans?
Yes.
We are brothers, aren't we?
We are.
Yes, right.
Because most of, like black Americans, they are African people. It's just like a colonization before.
That's right. You tell him your history, Patrick. You heard how he speaks? I don't care what he says. That's like I hear him talking. That brother sounds sexy. And that's real English. I don't know what y'all talking about. Talking about, and being proud of it. Speak English. Nobody goes to Japan and asks them why they, you go to Japan, you speak Japanese. You go to Mexico, you don't speak Mexican, by the way, you speak Spanish, okay? You go to Korea, you speak Korean. If you're gonna be in an English-speaking country, speak the language. Okay, that's on the video. Love you guys. I'm just having fun. Unbought, unbossed, unbiased, coming to you straight and no chaser from South Africa. I'm speaking here at the Essence Festival on the Memo on Saturday. So if you're here, join me. If not, tune in. We'll broadcast live. I'll make sure that we broadcast. I just spoke today at the Ministry for the Government, and I'll broadcast a couple more times when I'm here. I'll answer all your questions. Thanks for all the love. I see all the love you're giving me here. I really appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. And a little tip of what's the problem in South Africa is nothing but poverty. 5 million taxpayers for 55 million people, not sustainable. We need a whole new generation of civil rights leaders who are unbought, unbossed, who are taking control of their life with their new civil rights, to live in a system of free enterprise and not to understand the rules of free enterprise. So says Ambassador Andrew Young, must be the very definition of slavery. Love you. I'm out.